Welcome, Athena. I think I've got everything turned on. I've got the recording started, and you can see that what we're working on today, which is October 20th, recording is on, and we're going to start working on you doing drawings in your choice of industry. So the idea is that you've seen, I won't say you've learned, because you're probably not comfortable enough with all of the functions yet to go, yeah, I've learned that. But you've definitely seen the basics of AutoCAD. And with those basic commands, you can do a lot of drawing, a lot of drawings. And so when I teach, I try to make it so it's a little more interesting. Our workbook has tons of mechanical gewgaws and things, and they're very good. They're excellent. They really help you learn the tool. But if you're into landscape, your mind starts getting numb when you start looking at mechanical things. And when you're into architecture, your mind starts going numb when you start working on dim styles. And when you're civil, orthographic projection is going like, I don't need this stuff. So what I try to do is give you examples that you can slowly build your skills with, and they'll change as we go along. They'll get a little more complex and a little more complex as we go through the rest of the semester. But it just gives you a chance to practice what you've already seen. The goal being that you get pretty good at it. So let's go to how it works. And I need to, let's see, hold on a sec here. I'm going to see if my settings let me, microphone. Well, I can never tell if you're going to be able to hear this little video or not. So I'm not going to, you guys can look at it. It's sort of how it works. It sort of says all this in another way. You can look that over. Because I'm not sure you guys are able to hear that. Let's see. I think I've got to go like, stop presenting, open up
You've done
YouTube.
it. You have.
And let's see if I can present that as a Chrome tab. Let's see if that works.
You've done it. You have learned the basics of AutoCAD. Now you are ready to practice your skills on drawings for the discipline that you want to study. Now you have seen how to draw lines and shapes and how to edit those lines and shapes. You have also seen the basics of annotations and plotting your work to various formats.
Right. But I really don't feel comfortable doing it yet.
Yep. And that is exactly why we will take the rest of the semester to let you practice. And you get to choose from a variety of modules that allow you to work on drawings that fit what you plan to study. In this first set of drawings, you get to choose to practice drawings from mechanical, architectural, civil, interior design, and landscape design disciplines.
I've already made my choice. I'm going to check out the list of drawings on Canvas right away.
Sounds great. Then let's get to it.
So there we go. I have no clue if you guys were actually able to hear that. But you guys can go look it up and see stuff on it. So here's the idea. You're going to pick one of those. And rather than saying, oh, I'm going to be really good and I'm going to do a million things and I'll do tons more than everybody, I'm going to do 2 or 3. You'll pick one and you'll do it very, very well. Okay? For each drawing that you do, for each one that you do, you're going to draw the basic shape in model space, just like we've done. The thing goes in model space, and dimensions and annotations go in paper space on the piece of paper, and you're going to plot your drawing to PDF. Okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that a little bit. You can use your existing title block. You do need to turn in your AutoCAD drawing too. And the drawings you choose, 8.5 by 11. It says all drawings will fit on 8.5 by 11. I think a couple of them need to be on B size, especially the interior design. So keep that in mind. Your interior design may be 11 by 17. Okay? So that's sort of how it works. Let's go and check out some of these things. So if you're going to do mechanical, you're going to do this thing called the Geneva gear, the tooling brace, and the bearing support. And, I don't know why I haven't given you the link to the Geneva gear. And I'm going to, I'll put those other links on there also. But there it is right there. I'll put those other ones on, but you're going to have your work cut out to get that one done first. Let me get that on there. And for one out of each set, I've given you a Jamboard that sort of explains it and a CAD tutorial. So you'll be able to go step by step through this one. And sometimes there's some new things. And I'll go over those over the next couple of classes. Yeah, that was really me. Eric says, good acting. That was a video of me. Actually, one of our Design Hub animators created characters for each of the professors in design technology and some of our students. So that was kind of cool. So you'll do Geneva gear, tooling brace, and bearing support. That's 3 drawings, and you're going to have 2 weeks to do those 3 drawings if you choose mechanical. If you choose architectural, and here I've got a few more that show you a little bit better, you're going to do architectural details. And this explains a little bit about it. You can read all about it, but you're going to use tracings. If you do mechanical, you're going to draw them all dimensionally exact. You're going to put the dimensions on as shown, and you're going to have a really good mechanical drawing. Architectural detail drawings, not a plan view, not an elevation, but a detailed drawing, rarely has dimensions on it, and you're actually just going to put an image into your drawing and trace over it. And I show you how to do that in these 2 videos. And so you'll do it on these. You've got 1, 2, 3 of them to do. You've got a wood deck that looks like that. You've got a window detail that looks like that. And you have the hardy plank detail. These are very typical architectural drawings, and you're going to make things that look like those. And you do have the skills to do it. That's the kind of fun stuff. Okay, so there's architectural. I'll show you the mechanical ones in a minute. So for civil, you're going to go to, and I thought I put this all on here, darn it. You're going to go to the, I'll put it on here now. Sacramento Parcel viewer. You're going to go to one of these and you're going to type in the address. Like here's one of them, 4940 Hope. It's not too far from us, by the way. See American River College? So it's over near American River College, 4940 Hope. And when you click on it, this is all civil stuff and land planning. You get all this data. And lo and behold, there is the description of the property. And there's 4 sides. And in my video, I show you how to read this and draw it. So you're gonna draw it. You're gonna make a nice industry standard drawing. And so I've given you 3 properties. And they're all fairly straightforward. No weird curves or anything. These 2 have 4 sides. This one has a little cutout in it, but there's like everything is all north, south, east, and west. And you're going to make just a nice standard drawing, sort of like what we've done. It's a square. And I give you the instructions on how to do it. On one of them, then you have to go do it on the other ones. If you have problems, of course, we have lab. I have office hours. And there's open hours. And then there's tons more people that can help you draw this. If you go to Prof. Torres's open hours, she can help you. If you go to Prof. Welch's open hours, he can help you. If you go to Prof. Aguilar's hours, he can help you. And if you go to Prof. No-Cow's hours, he can help you. And if you go to Prof. Chicoine's, she can help you. All right? But I think we'll be able to, I think these are pretty straightforward. You can look them over. Then we've got some interior design drawings. Okay? And I've given, again, examples on these. And so, for instance, here's a wall elevation. And it really looks complex. But you'll notice almost everything is a rectangle. And all the rectangles are either 36-inch, 48-inch, 24-inch, 48-inch. So you just start drawing rectangles and then you start breaking it up into smaller rectangles. Now this one does want the dimensions on it also. But this one, I think I actually even, do I do this? Maybe I've got this one in here twice. 05. Oh, I've got this one in here twice. This is actually 05. So this one is in here twice. We have 2, 3, 4, and 5. I put it in down here for the thing. Okay? And they're all kind of similar. Bunch of rectangles. There you go. With a couple of other little shapes. And this one, you don't need to do the hatch color, but you may wish to. It's kind of cool. And number 4. Again, same thing. It's got a little bit of hatch color. Looks kind of cool. They're slightly different. On this one, you only do the front view, the elevation view. You do not do the top view. So that's what those ones look like. In landscape, you've just got some, again, they're details. And so these ones you're going to do very, very similar to how the architects would do it. You're just going to trace this and basically make a basic tracing, put in some dimensions, and away you go. Okay, there's some little tricks to it that you may have to learn from me that I'll go over with you either in lab or in office hours, or maybe in one of the lectures too. But again, you can see this is very typical. How often do you have to do this? All the time. This is a fence post footing, probably like for a metallic fence post, steel fence post, and you just have to have these available. So when you go to the planning commission, if you have to, now many places you don't need these, but sometimes you do, and you want to have your details so they can see what kind of work you're going to do. Here's another footing detail. Okay, this one's for a large post or something, part of a foundation, right? You can see that this one is part of a concrete slab footing, thickened end foundation. This is like if you're pouring some sort of a gazebo structure and you need the footing to be a little bit stronger. And then here's one that's a little bit more. It's the pergola detail. And this is really nice because you could use this one detail and then just erase some numbers. You know, if it's a 16 by 16, you could literally just erase this, change the numbers, and it's fine, right? Because your spacing is always going to be the same. And then, but this is where you do need to give submittals to the planning department, because usually they're going to make you do a different amount of calculation depending on this span. So if you've got an 8 to 10 foot span, usually there's just standards and you don't have to do, 4x4 fiberglass column. What the heck? Why wouldn't you use a nice redwood column? They're probably going to do some sort of detailing on it. But then if you put this in and it's a little bit too big, they might want you to do some calculations. There would always be a footing drawing that goes along with this that shows how this is going to attach to the ground or the foundation or the patio or whatever. So that would be your requirement if you're going to do landscape. So it's sort of your choice of what you're going to do. Okay? And again, we find this under modules. We can close these ones up. Close the skill demo. Way to go, everybody. And here it is. And you will pick one of these and do all of the drawings in one of these. Now, this is set up so that if you sort of know what you're interested in, you get to pick it. If you don't know what you're interested in, just pick one at random, because you also get to do set number 2, 3, and 4. And they'll always be sort of set up like this. So this time you can pick, say, architectural, and next time interior design, and then go to mechanical, and then maybe landscape design. Okay? Now, how are you going to turn these in? See, you're seeing all my stuff that shows up. What happened to it? I had one set up so that you could see it. So you don't have to look at all those. Maybe it showed up way at the bottom. Nope. Well, dang it. So I'll have to give you a spot. I probably got started and then didn't do it. I'll have to give you a spot where you can turn it in. I'll just do that right now. Add your assignment. Turn in your drawings for choice number 1. There we go. Now we got it. Click. There we go. And that's worth 4 points, right? And so we know how to do that. And it's going to be online. There we go. And that's due in 2 weeks. Okay? Do you guys have any questions about that right now? Okay. So
Mr. Schuster, you wrote 4 twice.
I wrote 4 twice.
Yeah, it says turn in your drawings for choice number 1.
Thank you. Good catch. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks.
That looks better. Now it lost the N too. See, you missed that one. There. There we go. That's why I usually try to get this done early. All right. Then what I think I'm going to let you guys do is just for fun, just for me right now, on the chat line or in the group text chat, let me know which one you're sort of leaning towards. Just put it in the chat line and see where you think, which one you're interested in. Cool. I see a landscape. I see an interior. I see a mechanical. I see a mechanical. So I better put the mechanical ones up pretty quick because you didn't really get to see those. Let me find the workbook really quick and I'll just show them to you so that you'll get to see. Oh, I hate that. So you're going to do, way down here in the workbook, what did I have? I had tooling brace. Did I have control arm? Let me look and see which ones I had. I know it's Geneva gear. Geneva gear, tooling brace, and bearing support. It'll come up. It's way toward the back. Blah, 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 blah. So you're going to draw Geneva gear. Looks really complex, and it's not. That's cool. Tooling brace. You do not need to do the 3D object. But notice there's a scale factor that you're going to have to do. And bearing support. Okay? And so I'll probably do a little bit more work to show you how to do one of these. There's some weird things in here, like where does that line end up? How do I find that spot right there? How do I find that spot right there. But it can be done. It's not too bad. So you're going to get to do these ones. And then we'll keep moving on there. Jake likes the architectural. Ivan likes, so we got 3 or 4 mechanicals, some landscape, some interior design, architectural. So that's all good stuff. Excellent. So I'll get these ones on there for you, you guys. But you can look at what I've got already. So the next thing I'd like to do, just really quick, is I'll go over how to get started, because it's the same for every single one of these. It's always the same. And rather than covering that during lab, I'll be sure to get some of these up and I'll let you guys take a look, and you guys can watch the videos as you go and see how it works. And then starting on Thursday, I'm going to pull some small breakouts aside so that you can be working and hearing the lecture in the lab with your own sort of group. You know, oh, I'm a civil person, or I'm doing mechanical, or I'm doing interior. And you might be the only one in your group, and that's okay. But that way we can sort of focus down and keep track. Okay? So let me show you how we get started. And I need to find AutoCAD and turn it on. There it goes. And you guys are able to see it, I think. And so we're always going to get started from here, regardless of how we're going to do it. And you'll see that I've got, like here, I've got one of my title blocks ready. Here I've got one of my title blocks ready. I'm going to look at this one. And the first thing I do is open a new drawing. And I got to save it. And I might be a little out of order of what I always say, but all these things happen at once. So I'm going to save it. Somewhere in here, 301, drawings to submit. And this is going to be my choice 1. And it's going to be my first drawing. And I'll give it a title 1. You can give it whatever name you want so you can find it later on. Now here's the important thing. I need to set my units and make sure they're right. Units. Somebody tell me, please, if I'm going to do a mechanical drawing, how should my units be set?
2 decimals.
2 decimals. Actually, that's what I do on my dimensions. But in my drawing unit, I want decimal with 4. That's how I'm going to talk and round things off. But then in my dim styles, I'll do the 2 units, 2 decimals, or 3 decimals. And if I'm civil, I do decimal feet. And look, here's the interesting thing. For architectural and interior design, you might think I'm going to use architectural, but I'm not, because I'm just doing details. And the details just sort of not to scale and they fit on a page. So I'm going to leave them as decimal also. The only one I actually need to change is if I do civil. And then I do decimal feet. So I'm going to go back to decimal inches and I'll do decimal degrees, and I can put my precision up a little bit on my angle. So I've got that. And then I notice I don't have any layers. I'm going to show you a new way to get layers. Okay? This is a landscape will also be decimal because you're just doing details. You're not going to be doing full scale layouts to feet. Okay? Or architectural. You can put it into architectural, but you're going to find that for the tracing function, you're just as well off doing decimal for landscape. If you want to do architectural, you can. So Eric asked that. So I'm going to show you a new command, and I'm not sure where it is up here. I'm not sure where to find it even. So I'm just going to type it in. It's always at some new place where I can never find it. So I'm going to type DC, and it's this AD Center. That's AutoCAD Design Center. And it's a tool chest that's really wonderful. So DC, AutoCAD Design Center. And this thing comes up. Okay, and if I look at my open drawings, which all I've got is this one, it shows me my list of all the dim style. So what I want to do is I want to open my title block and get the parts I want. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to go back and I'm going to open that title block I wanted. So now it's also open. But now see, I've got 2 drawings to choose from. And I know my title block contains all the stuff I want. I'm going to close that one down. So let me go. I'm on my drawing now. Got my drawing and it's cool. And I go, well, let's look at what layers are in my title block. Uh-oh, I got my wrong title block. Darn it. Let me go open one. I know I saved one somewhere. Boy, has this ever happened to you where you look for something you can't find it? I'll start this one because I know I put everything in there. Doesn't matter what drawing you open up, actually. So now if I look at, oh, I didn't click on it. If I look at my look at all these layers that are in there. Thick, thin, text. So in my new drawing, I don't have anything until I bring one of those in. Thin. And now it's in there. Isn't that cool? Thick. Now those are in there. I can even catch a bunch of them at once. Ah, I love this. So I just have to find some old drawing that had the layers I wanted, and I get them. And not only that, I think I can do the same thing with dim style, but I didn't put them in here. I didn't do anything. I didn't change them. So I can go look at one that has my dim styles in it. See what's, oh, look. I can bring a block in here. Let me go to my layout. And I go, uh-oh, my layout isn't the right shape. I want it to be portrait. Do you remember how to do that? Right click, set up, modify. There we go. ANSI full bleed, portrait. And I'll make it grayscale just for fun. There we go. That'll work. But now I notice that.
Mr. Schuster?
Yeah.
I had the same problem, which I noticed you didn't correctly fit your title block.
What do you mean I didn't fit my title block?
No, what I meant, not your title block, but your thing where you just switched to the portrait, but I noticed your thing you had in the middle there didn't really quite catch on. I had the same problem.
Yeah, well, that's not my piece of paper. It's just part of a drawing on the paper. So then I have to go change it. It was set up for the other direction. So yeah, absolutely. You know, if you draw something and you try to stick it on a different piece of paper, it's likely not to fit. But now watch this. This is really cool. I'm just holding my mouse down. Click. Oh, and all this stuff comes up because it was for me. There we go. None, title, class name, blah, blah, blah. And then I go and I do this. So that's all the stuff I've done first. And if I want to, I can move it over a little bit more, right? I can kind of get it to really fit perfect. So those are all things I do before I even start to draw. I have to think through my drawing before I even start to draw. What units do I need? What layers do I need? What piece of paper do I need? You have to plan it out. And that's what I suggest that you do. You be able to plan it out and then come over to your model and start doing whatever it is that you have to do. Remember, there's the model where you draw, and then there's your layouts, which are pieces of paper that let you see your model. Double click your mouse wheel to do zoom extents. There you go. And then go back. All right, so that's the process. And we're going to go over and over and over and over the whole rest of the semester. You're going to do this exact same thing with every drawing. Now, there are easier ways to do it and faster ways, but they don't teach you certain things because you just gloss over them. And so then when you have to do it in an office, you won't know how to do it. Okay? So we're going to do this exact same thing every time. Okay? So I'm going to close that. Bank. So you should have your title blocks that are all filled out with all your layers, all available to open up, that you can get all your stuff out of. You drag it in and get all your good stuff. Or if you want to, you can recreate the layers and dim styles every single time. That's good work too. The stream ended on the Discord site. That's kind of odd. Let me get it back. There we go. Thank you for letting me know about that. So there we go. Do you guys, so I'm going to do that all again during the lab. I'm going to show you a couple of these, and I'm going to show you a few command tricks that are in my little videos, but that you're probably going to want to see. Okay, but are there any questions yet? Do you want to Want me to go over any of the options and what the drawings are for and what they're about and things like that? Everybody okay with what the plan is here? Okay, then so one more time, how it works is you're going to pick one of these. Each one of these has 3 or 4 drawings to do. They're all just about the same amount of work, but they're all focused on a different industry. You will pick one of these and do all of the drawings for that one. So if you're architecture, you're going to do the wood deck, the window detail, and the hardy plank detail. You will turn in a PDF and an AutoCAD file of each one. Here's my suggestion. Try to get all 3 drawn this week, even if they're not great, because then I can give you feedback. The best way to get the feedback, try to get those done, and then you can spend next week editing them, making them really good, or even drawing them over again twice as fast and drawing them over again twice as fast. So you just get lots of practice. If you find it's fairly quick and straightforward, get better. Cool? Okay, I'm going to take
thank you.
About a 15-minute break, and I'll be back on for lab, and I will get those mechanical ones set up for you, but you can go ahead and start watching some of your videos now if you would like to.